Too often, in my experience, this has happened to me. I've watched this happen to coaches, that coaches will end up hanging out with parents, partying with parents, drinking with parents, and then the parents, I've seen parents take advantage of coaches in that situation in terms of where their players are, what positions their players play. I've seen coaches that have gotten DUIs while at an away tournament. I've seen coaches sleep in past games because they were too hungover after being up all night with parents at the hotel. It wasn't until I went to the bigger club that I coached at in Michigan, Vardar, that I really realized, okay, it's not necessarily good. And I worked with a guy that refused, even at the ECNL and DA level, he refused to stay in the same hotel as his parents. We had just got knocked out for our chance to go to nationals, and we were in the top bracket. We were in the Champions League bracket or whatever, and we lost. We're standing in the hotel lobby, going to our elevator, and a parent comes up and says, "Hey, we saw you talking to Central Michigan. Were they talking about my player, blah, 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 blah?" And we just look at each other and we're like, dude, we just lost not an hour ago, and you're worried about a college coach that we talked to after the game. And at that moment, he said, this is why I don't stay in the same hotel room or in the same hotel as the team. And if you do your team walks and team runs in the morning, dude, coaches, you can just drive there or develop leaders on your team that can handle it. When I was at the Flash, I tried to do this as much as possible, stay at a different hotel. I think that parents can take advantage of coaches because it happened to me. I was coaching an A team. We would train on Fridays, and after Friday, one of the parents always had a get-together at their house right after training. And it became a weekly thing for the entire year. A couple of times, a parent and family from the B team would come and hang out, and what I thought, we ended up becoming pretty close. We would go to dinner together, we would go out together, we would, do pool parties and stuff like that. That following year, I took her on the A team, probably number 13, 14, 15 on a 16-player roster. The parents did not like that. So what I thought were my friends, I would start getting emails complaining about playing time and positions almost weekly. It ended up fracturing our relationship because of where their daughter was. And that goes back to a video that I made last year about when you're new to a team, don't expect to hop right in and have the players' trust around you, the coaches' trust, and don't expect that, okay, now that you're on the A team, you're instantly going to make a huge impact. You got to prove yourself. And we were still into the first 3 or 4 months of the season, and I would be getting emails and complaints almost every single week from parents that I thought were my friends. And when I look back at it now, everything leading up to their daughter making the A team was trying to get their daughter onto the A team, and it wasn't really about our friendship. So coaches, be very, very careful of hanging out, partying, and traveling with players' families, because at the end of the day, you are dealing with their prized possession. That prized possession comes before you, no matter what you think. And coaches, I know we get attached to families, we get attached to players. Then if that player ends up leaving our club, we take it very, very personally. We can't, because we are dealing with their prized possession. If you have the means, if you have the support from your clubs, I would highly recommend not staying at the same hotel complex as your teams.